All right, everyone. Here I am. I am about to do something I've never done before. What else is new? I am going to change the timing belt and the power steering belt and the serpentine belt, and I'm also going to change the oil pump gaskets on this car. This is a Toyota Camry 1991 wagon 2.0, not the 2.2, 2.0 4-liter. So that's what we're going to start doing today. First things first, this is the first time I'm ever going to attempt to do this, and I'm hoping the last time I'm ever going to attempt to do this. I might break this car, but I'm going to change that oil pump gasket. Why do I need to do all that? Here's why. Look at this. This is what happens when I turn the car on every time. By the way, I've already changed the rotors and all the brakes of the car. So it's got new rotors and new brakes. But this is unacceptable any way you slice it. Yeah, that every day. Every day. That's the puddle. Like, you turn it on so it can warm up and it makes a puddle of oil. This is because the gasket to the oil pump is done. After around 150 to 200 miles, 200,000 miles, let's see if I can put this and that together. After 150 to 200,000 miles, oh, this isn't working. There it is. 200,000 miles. That gasket in there, it's going to be over there, breaks or dries up. It doesn't work anymore. So, I'm going to have to remove this thing and the power steering fluid. I'm also going to have to remove this alternator. Here's one of the belts. It is on those pulleys there. So, and the oil pump is all the way on the bottom of the engine down there. You'll see it. I'll show it to you when I get to it. I got to remove this timing belt cover. I'm going to have to remove this mount that's right there. I'm going to unscrew these things and put them to the side. I'm going to have to take the alternator off. There is a water pump right here, which I also have everything that I need to change that except for the thermostat. I want to change the thermostat that's in there and put a new thermostat in, and that is on the way in the mail. So I figure that's right there. All I would have to do is remove one belt, the alternator, and then get at it right there. I can do that on another day, so I'll make another video for that. But for today, the main thing I'm going to do is change all the belts and put in the new gaskets for the oil pump, which is on the bottom. Now, this car is, I don't know what they said. It was like the timing belt. If it broke, it wouldn't break this engine. All right, so that's basically what's happening there. However, the car has to be in time. There's a big sprocket here, and there's a sprocket down there that has to be in time before you could turn the car back on. But when you're putting the belts on and everything, there's little marks on those gears, and in there's another mark on the gear that will tell me that the car is at top dead center and will allow me to put everything back together and then turn the car on without breaking the engine. That's the goal. So let's see if we can get that done, shall we? All right, so I figured it'd be a good idea to show you what tools I'm going to be using to do this job. And first off, I got a nice jack, and this is my little chair with all the gasket sealing chemicals that you need to get the jobs done. I've got my crowbars or pry bar set, which you're going to need. And my drills, yeah, those are drills, right? Wrenches, electric wrenches. Here's the whole set. I got this from Rock Auto. This is the serpentine belt. This is the air conditioner or power steering belt. The timing belt's in this box. These little gaskets are what's causing the problem. This is what broke or got so old and brittle that it's no longer working inside the car. This car has 293,000 miles on it. It's a Toyota Camry. So as long as you keep it in maintenance, they will run for 500, 600,000 miles as long as you keep doing the work. This is the other ring gasket that will be, there you go, that will be put around the oil pump. So basically this little guy also wears down, and you know, it goes on the spring that where the sprocket spins. So that's that. This goes around the oil pump. One of these two failed, and that's why I have this little nightmare going on every day. So we're going to stop that today, and hopefully it'll work out. These are all the tools I need. I got some picks and some hose clamps. I got a 1/2 inch set sprockets? No. Sockets. Those are sockets. That's a socket. Daggone it. So I got my electric wrench here, or impact drill, impact wrench, and a regular 3/4 wrench, and this is 1/2 inch. I put a 1/2 inch adapter on it so I could just use that set. And if I need it, I have the 3/4 inch sockets. Oh, my knees. Okay, so I think it's time to begin this little process. Oh, you know what else? I got to pull out the other little jack that I have in the car. Okay, here's a little jack. There you are. All right. As you can see, I got a big old thing of oil because every day I have to fill it up to like a quart or so. It sucks, and it costs a lot of money, so we're going to stop that today. This little jack right here, I'm going to put under the car to hold up the engine, because once you remove, I should get a light. I'll grab this light. There you go. Once you remove, there we go. That right there, this thing right there, this thing, this right here. Once you remove that, that is the engine mount. That is what's going to hold up the engine on that side of the car. Then you got another engine mount right there. That's what holds up the engine on that side of the car. Then you got an engine mount right there. That's what holds up the car or the engine in the front of the car. So I'm going to remove one of those so that I can get there. And that's going to let me get to that timing belt cover, which I need to take out so that I can get to the oil pump. So the engine's going to want to lean down. I'm going to put this jack underneath the car with where the oil pan is, basically. And that should hold up the engine for me, because I have to remove that, and that'll work as its engine mount for right now while I'm working on the car. So that's where we're going to go from there. Whoo boy, here we go. Okay, so I am lifting the car up with the jack. Okay, I'm pretty much done there. I'm going to put a jack stand in here. There we go. There we go. Maybe That should be enough, I think. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. Almost. One more little tooth on the jack stand should do it. Oh, come on. There it is. There it is. All right. So let's lower it onto the jack stand slowly. What? Oh, okay. Hey, that works for me. That works for me. Okay, so that should be good. Wow. Okay. That's the highest this car has been jacked up before. All right. Put this over here. Next. All right, so I got the oil pan. I got this little guy. There you go. Now I got 2 pieces of wood, or 2 pieces of flat wood right here to kind of balance it out and not pop my oil pan, make another problem. So because this jack just has that little plate down there, it's possible that it could mess things up worse. So I got 2 pieces of wood that will hopefully balance out what it needs to do. I'll do it this way. There you go. That's better. That should do it. Okay. I just wanted to hold it up. There you go. You know? I'm not trying to raise the car any higher. I just want that to be a little bit of a brace for the engine when I start taking parts out of it. Yeah, that should do the job. Let's hope. Now some may ask, why am I not just taking this to a mechanic and doing it there? Like, let the mechanic do it. Why am I bothering with it? Well, let me tell you guys something. A timing belt on a car, including all the other belts, we're not even talking about the oil pump. A timing belt on a car to do this type of annoying, tedious job is at least $2,000 to $3,000. This is what they charge. If you get a good mechanic that takes pity on you, maybe $1,500 to $1,800 to do a timing belt. Okay, because of everything that they have to take out. The dangers of them messing up your engine is high. So they charge high for that kind of risk. And because of that, they will charge you an arm and a leg to do this job that I am doing or going to attempt to do right now. I got several days off of work. I got time to take my time, do it slow, part by part. First thing I want to do is, you already just heard me say what a mechanic would pretty much charge you to do this job. I bought all those parts for, I think it was $78. And I mean everything. The timing belt that's in that big box on the bottom, all those belts and the gaskets, about $78. That's how much the parts to do the job is. It's the work. The mechanic charges you because of the time it takes to do this job. That's what you're paying so much money for. And the high risk of them damaging your engine. So they are going to charge you for that risk as well. And that's why I'm going to do this myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery. Any non-mechanic knows. Disconnect the battery before you start disconnecting any electronics. And that alternator has electronics on it. So as you can see, it got a little green twist tie. The mechanic that I do trust to do little jobs that don't break the bank, he was like, look, the alternator clip doesn't really stay on there. It's broke. So let's just assure that it does, and we'll just put a little twist tie there so it doesn't pop out in any way. I was like, okay, that's not a bad idea. That way I know that my battery's charged and this car won't leave me stranded. And it hasn't. The only time that happened was when it was very cold and the car wasn't running for a week, I think it was, and the battery drained without me knowing. So when I turned it on, and it did turn on, and it drove me to town, then I stopped, like at a stoplight or whatever. The idle of it did not allow the battery to, or the alternator to keep the battery running. I don't know what happened. The car died. Once I got the battery fully charged for free at the AutoZone, you go to the AutoZone, they charge your battery for free. You go to O'Reilly's, they charge your battery for free. You go to Napa, they charge your battery for free. You just take your battery in, they do in an hour or two, they'll charge your battery for free. All right? So remember that little part. Once I charged the battery completely, the car's not done that at all anymore. I also made sure that it wasn't anything to do with the throttle, with the air filter, or the throttle body. So I took those things apart, took this all off, and cleaned that out really well with the chemicals that you need to clean that. I did that myself. And after that, the car's never been giving me a problem. So it could have been either the sensor in here or the throttle body, because that builds up carbon after a while from the engine and the oil burning and all that, and the air just passing through dirty. So you want to kind of clean that and maintenance that part right there every so often as well. I'd say around every 30 to 50,000 miles, you probably want to do that. Obviously change your air filter, whatever your manual says, how many miles. I do it pretty frequently. Now that happened to me, I do that pretty frequently so that I don't run through that problem. I even got the water pump, which I'm not going to do because I want the thermostat. I got the air filter, I got the oil filter, and several other parts that I'm going to be putting onto this car as time goes on. Hopefully I'll have enough brain power to do the job and film it, because this is actually two things at once right now. And again, I've never done this before. So here we go. Let's see what happens. First things first though, let's disconnect the battery.